Welcome to My Hometown, the program that explores clubs, organizations, businesses, and issues across Nassau and Suffolk counties and sheds light on the different towns that are making a difference.
Hello and welcome to My Hometown. My name is Bill Horan. I'm here with my co-host, Nassau Community College student Zach Turkel. And today we're shining a light on a special foundation for a special girl.
And we can't wait to tell you about a special event this organization is having where you can be a big help.
Let's talk about the Olivia Hope Foundation and learn all about it from their president and founder, Shelley LaRusso, along with Ali Donato, their marketing director. Shelley and Ali, welcome to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
We want to have you, and we want to find out a lot of information. This sounds like a great organization. But tell us Olivia Hope's story.
Well, Olivia is my daughter, and the beginning of 2016, she was just showing signs of, she was very lethargic, so I kept taking her to the doctor, and they would tell me that she had a virus. And by the third time I went back to the doctor with her, they, said that she was showing signs of leukemia. We took her to the hospital. She was admitted. We stayed there for about 2 months, and then they told me that she was going to have a bone marrow transplant, that she had a very rare form of leukemia. So her twin sister was her match, her donor match, and we went into bone marrow transplant, very optimistic. 72 days post-transplant, she relapsed. So that's a very early relapse. So it left us with a very, few options when you relapse that early. So we did a trial out of Texas Children's Hospital, and that failed. And then we took her to St. Jude's, and we all moved to Tennessee, went to St. Jude's, where she was going to have another second bone marrow transplant. They gave her a trial medication, and she just never recovered from the medication they gave her. So she ended up going on life support for 7 weeks, and she passed away in 2017.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
But you did a wonderful event coming out of this and foundation, yes, and hopefully to help many other children.
Yes, so, absolutely.
And Shelley, who created the Olivia Hope Foundation, and what is its mission? Was it you, or was it a whole group?
Actually, it was Olivia herself, because while she was sick, one night I always tell the story, we were chatting, getting ready to go to bed, and she just kind of out of nowhere looked at me and said, Mom, if I got cancer, but I'm able to help other, children fighting like me, it will have all been worth it. So, we always knew that we were going to do something for childhood cancer, even before we knew that she was actually going to pass away. So we kind of just said, let's honor her, and that's what we're doing.
Now, how long has the foundation been active? We
started in January of 2018.
So basically 2 years, less than 2 years.
About a year and a half.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Because this sounds like such an organization. I know you're grinning now because you ladies must have done some great job on this.
Thank you.
To build it to what it is in such a short time, because there's always that startup period that's slow, and then it goes shooting up. But that's
started really immediately.
Months. Yeah, that's.
Can you tell us the reason how it grew so quickly after a year and a half?
Yeah, so when Olivia was sick, we actually had a Facebook page for her, and Shelley would do frequent updates on her condition and where they were and how she was feeling, and we amassed a huge following. People from around the world were following Olivia's story. So the page was actually called Prayers for Olivia Hope, and when she passed away, we already had about 5,000 people kind of on board with our story and our mission. So we changed the name of the page to the Olivia Hope Foundation, and then we actually got our 501c3 approval, and our foundation became something real, and we had all those people who were invested already with Olivia's story, and now they're invested in our foundation.
Does this sound, Zach, or is it me, but this sounds like one of those ABC's movie of the week or something? The amazing job you've done in a year and a half. And
I have an amazing team. I have an incredible team that truly carry the mission to cure childhood cancer in their heart. So that's very important, and they want to see it happen, and we all want to see it happen. So,
and you're not just sitting around waiting; you're going to make it happen.
Right.
And I want you ladies on my side with anything. If you can do that in a year and a half already, that's taking off. That's amazing.
Definitely.
Thank you.
And I want to talk about the special event that you have coming up. It is the second annual event of Hope, which is Friday, May 10th. Tell us about the event.
Go ahead, Allie.
Sure. So this will be our second year, obviously. It's a nighttime gala, so we will have around 400 people coming.
Wow.
And basically the event consists of silent auctions. We have a live auctioneer that comes in to auction off some really exciting packages. We have obviously a dinner, and then we do a presentation period in the beginning of the night where we have people do speeches about our foundation and what we've accomplished so far. What are we planning to do in the future? And then we have some people kind of come and just talk about their experiences with childhood cancer. And it's a really great night. It's one of our biggest fundraising events of the year. Mm-hmm. So we put a lot of planning into it, and we're really excited for this year.
And I hope you do a fantastic job. And you are a nonprofit organization. So what are you planning to do with the proceeds from the event?
Well, we give 80% of our proceeds go to research. We funded a huge research project for the leukemias. It's out of Seattle Children's Hospital. And then we use 20% of the proceeds we help families with. So at first we were going to be 100% research, but I have, 2 other children. I have Olivia's twin, Sabrina, and my daughter, Gianna, and it really helps us when we help other people. I know it sounds very cliche, but it's like Band-Aids for our broken hearts, and they love doing that part of it. So that's we decided to do that with the 20%.
I can just see this expanding and expanding because already you seem to have such a good program, such a great plan in place, and with the number of followers and how this has reached this capacity after a year and a half. Oh my gosh. We'll be watching TV specials on this and everything else that's going on. Now, it wasn't enough that you have this, but you also have something called treatment support, and the other is Live Sibs.
Correct.
Okay, which is a cute name. LIVS, Lives, SIBS, meaning siblings. So would you explain about those programs to us?
So we started that program because when Olivia got sick, I noticed, when a child is diagnosed with cancer, it truly affects every member of the family. And sometimes the siblings feel like the forgotten ones because all of a sudden you have this diagnosis and, you're doing everything for your child to help them get better. And the siblings are neglected sometimes, or they're used to this mom being home all the time. But now, I spent 14 months in the hospital with her, so it changes the dynamics of the entire family. So my girls, Gianna and Sabrina, they reach out to families that have siblings that are going through this. Some siblings, have had their sister or brother die. So they just, it's amazing with technology because they're able to. They were just FaceTiming the other day a little girl in Australia. And so they have so much in common. It's a bond, because they've been through what my daughters have been through. And I just thought that was something really important to us.
I know Zach has to read an announcement, but I have a follow-up question that I want to know after Zach has
Sure, I just want to let our listeners know that you were listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Zach Turkel, along with Bill Horan, and today we're talking about the Olivia Hope Foundation with Shelley LaRusso, president and founder, along with Allie Donato, their marketing director.
Now, Shelley, you were just saying to us your children. Now, how old are your children that are involved in this?
My oldest daughter, Gianna, is 17, and Sabrina is 14.
Now, what wonderful training. It's a sad situation, but that they can be involved because children identify with children, and other children identify with them. We all like people like ourselves.
Right.
And what a wonderful experience, because we forget about that sibling who's home. And obviously, you have to spend time with the ill person and the patient, but the other person is there too, kind of being left and forgotten about almost, and that they go through a lot. So can you tell us what you've learned from that part of it?
Well, one of the reasons why we did this, again, is because, it affects the entire family. So there were weeks that I didn't, Olivia, when she had her bone marrow transplant, she was in isolation. There were weeks that I couldn't see my other two daughters, and it was really hard on us. So, that was always something in the back of my mind, saying there's other, children, and sometimes the moms and the dads become the primary caregivers, and it really turns a family upside down, basically.
Now,
a diagnosis like that.
This is so impressive. If someone's listening, and I want to get this in a few times, Zach, during the show.
Sure.
If someone is interested in how can I take part, where are you based, and how can someone get in touch with your organization?
The best way is our website, which is oliviahope.org. So that has a ton of information on it. We are based out of Oyster Bay, but the website, I think, is, there's places that you could contact us. And
you told me before the show you're always looking for volunteers, and you'll always accept donations.
Yes, of course.
And do you accept volunteers who are people of my age, let's say,
yes,
who may be retired in other professions?
Absolutely.
And how about young whippersnappers like Zach?
Absolutely.
Take that? Okay.
Yep.
Great.
There's something for everybody, and what a wonderful way to spend your time volunteering or doing something good for people through this foundation. And it's going places. You can see in a year and a half what's already been done.
We did
Zach?
a lot.
Definitely. And I was also looking at your website, and that you advocate for more government funding towards research.
Yes.
Have you talked directly to local politicians in the area or have gone to Washington to fight for this? What success have you had?
We've been to Washington twice. My girls have, went in with, we do a program, it's Kids versus Cancer, and they've gone in, and it's only kids, and they've actually sat down with staffers and congressmen and women and shared their story, and then, just basically did an ask for more government funding, because right now it's only 4%. The National Cancer Institute gives 4 cents on every dollar to children's cancers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there a number that you wanted to actually go up to?
I would be happy with, I would be happy with like 20, 30. A lot of smaller foundations are banding together and funding these research projects because, 7 children a day in the United States die from childhood cancer. So at the end of the year, that's, I think, equivalent to like 5 elementary schools full of children.
Right.
42 families a day are diagnosed with childhood cancer.
All right, yeah.
So I think that it's the number one death by disease in children.
I don't think most of us knew that.
No, I did not.
No, feel free to educate us all.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
We learn a lot from every one of the shows we do, and this one, obviously you've been involved in it, and you're doing such great work, but any type of education that you can provide for us in the audience, because most of us don't know this. It's,
right.
It's just
I didn't know it before it happened.
Yeah. So, as Olivia's cousin, I actually learned a lot through her treatment and her sickness, and then now that we're working through as the foundation, a lot of the treatments that they're giving children are kind of pulled down from adult treatments. So they don't have the funding to do research specific to childhood cancers. So, for example, Olivia had leukemia. They'll use therapies that were approved for adults that have leukemia and give her just a childhood dose. And that's not the way that it works, actually, with the disease. They're entirely separate diseases with different mutations and different complexities. So we need the funds to actually go towards the children's cancers as well. We can't just have it trickle down from the adult cancers.
Are there other organizations doing this that's contributing into a massive fund that helps these organizations, the doctors and scientists who do it?
Yes.
So there are many.
There's so many
that are taking part. That's great because if you had to do it all, I know you'll achieve it. But if you had to do it all, that would be really massive.
Yeah,
so
I think time is of the essence. There's only been 2 approved drugs for childhood cancers since the 1970s.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I would have
basically,
thought there had been more.
No, chemotherapy is a derivative of mustard gas. So what we're advocating for and lobbying for is more targeted therapies for kids with cancer, because most of the time the children end up passing away from something else besides the cancer because their organs are severely damaged from treatment.
You're
want to find out more about the Olivia Hope Foundation, but at this point in the show, we're going to take a brief break. My name is Bill Horan. I'm here with Zach Turkel, and today we're talking about the Olivia Hope Foundation with Shelley LaRusso, president and founder, along with Ali Donato, their marketing director. You're listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Okay, so maybe you didn't finish or broke your New Year's resolution to get to the gym or start that project you had kept on the back burner since, well, okay, the dawn of time. I get it. That's okay. But there's one thing you can do to get back that inspiration, that can-do spirit. Perhaps you or someone you know has a vehicle that they don't drive anymore. Why not consider donating it to the National Federation of the Blind? All you have to do is call 866-282-7327. That's 866-282-7327. You can also log online to nfb.org and click donate. And maybe you know someone that's blind. You can reach out to NFB at nfb.org. That's NFB at nfb.org. So what do you have to lose? You have everything to gain by helping someone in need, like your motivation. Oh, and a tax deduction. So why not get started today? And remember, charity is only a phone call away.
And now we return to My Hometown.
Thanks for being with us here today on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Bill Horan. I'm here with Zach Turkel, and today we're talking about the Olivia Hope Foundation with Shelley LaRusso, president and founder, and Ali Donato, their marketing director. Shelley and Ali, you've obviously seen many success stories with the people you've worked with, and in a very short period of time. Can you tell us some of them?
Sure. So we have a program called Olivia Hope Heroes, and what we do is
great names.
I know.
You're the marketing director.
I like
You're
that.
really good.
We work together on it, but
Okay.
mostly me.
Okay, mostly me. That's, I like that. Boy, we worked it, but mostly me. I did it all.
Liz
Olivia
Sibbs came.
fight.
Yes,
Finish Olivia's fight was mine.
Yeah, our hashtag is Finish Olivia's Fight. We use it on all of our tweets, posts, Instagrams. That came from Shelley.
Okay.
So, anyway, our program is called Olivia Hope Heroes, and what we do is we locate children that are suffering currently with cancer, and they're not necessarily always suffering with leukemia. There's a bunch of other types of cancer. So what we do is we kind of take them in as our hero and highlight their stories and share them with everyone on our pages and on our Instagram, and we follow along what's happening. So what we've learned being in this cancer community is that things change very quickly. So we have this one girl, she's a young girl out of Chicago, and we took her on as our hero. She had sarcoma, right? Mm-hmm. And she is cancer-free, 7 months. She found out yesterday.
Good. Congratulations.
Yes, so we're happy about that. But she has partial kidney left, only one kidney, and only part of it left. So we have to kind of track that and see how it's going and make sure that she doesn't have to go to a kidney transplant. So we're seeing these side effects kind of take effect on people that are surviving cancer as well. But anyway, she's been a really good advocate for childhood cancer, and we've kind of taken her on as one of our heroes or advocates to spread the message around awareness and getting more funding. So that's probably one of our success stories.
Oh, no, I'm sure you have a lot of them, and you told me before, this money goes worldwide. So you're not just helping people in a town on Long Island or in New York. This is for people, so if someone listening has a relative who's suffering from this,
absolutely.
They may want to get involved. They may want to go out and beat the drum and get you some more volunteers.
Yep.
And people, and I'm sure every little bit helps that goes into it, because as you're telling the story, I'm just thinking, when kids are supposed to be out there playing hopscotch and giggling and recreation and softball and dances, these poor kids are hoping for a kidney.
Yep.
And they've already gone through some suffering, and their parents and their siblings and their family. So anything we can all do to help, and you people are obviously out there doing yeoman's work and coming out with those great sayings. I love them. So the marketing department, kudos to them.
Thank you.
Zach?
Yes, and I want to talk about the special event again, your second annual Everything of Hope, which is a celebration of Olivia on May 10th. Tell us again about the event.
Well, the event is in Woodbury, New York at Crest Hollow Country Club. We're expecting about 400 people. We have really great live auctions and silent auctions. It's a really great, fun night for a great cause. So we are looking forward to that. And what else can we talk about?
What's going to be different this year than from last year?
That's very good.
Yes. So that's a good question. So we're going to have double attendance. Mm-hmm. So last year we had about 200 people. Now we'll have 400. So more people, more fun.
Okay, good.
Right.
More fun or funds? What did you say? I think a little bit of both.
That might be our new marketing.
I thought that's what you said. I want to give you credit because I thought that's what you said kind of under
more
your
people,
breath.
More fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, we have a bunch of really cool sponsors coming on and doing some cool exhibitions. And we have really great auction prizes that I actually will probably be bidding on myself.
Are you the auctioneer?
I am not. We have a professional auctioneer.
I was going to say you need those because I've seen how good they are, and they get the money up.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good if you have them.
Yeah, so we had a huge success last year. We have a different auctioneer coming in this year who's works all around the world with charities, and he just knows how to rile up the crowd and get people excited around the cause, and we're super excited to have him on board this year.
Actually, that would be another show for us, the auctioneers, because you never understand. They say it so fast, but I've seen them, and they honestly do an excellent job. When it's for charity, you don't mind, because we all want to help out. That's why we're going to these events. That's why the people are there. And now, let me transition into another question. During the rest of the year, is it just one event that you have, or do you have other events that people can take part in or participate?
This year, we're actually going to do an event in the summer. It's going to be like a classic car event down at Jones Beach.
Oh, I know a lot of people love that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So we're working on that's in the works. And then, we pretty much are just going to stick with the two for now.
That's enough. No, I don't know how you do all that. I was going to say, I honestly don't know how you do all that, because running... People think it's so simple. They see a nice event or a dinner, and you call the catering house, and you just have the food. Never. It never works that way, Zach. I don't know if you've done events, but you look so calm and collected. Both of you look nice and presentable.
Thank you.
But you must be going crazy now, because now you're down to like 30 days before the event, and things go wrong, and people have to change, and someone gets sick, and someone can't be there. And
I have an amazing event coordinator on my board, so I'm very lucky.
And you're very good to give the credit to the people. I mean, I'm sure there are very good people who do it, but just talking to both of you, I noticed how you were always deflecting credit to someone else, which is great. It takes a lot of great people to put this on, and any one event you're exhausted afterward.
Yeah, I could not do this alone, definitely. No, I have an amazing team.
And I think you can have more on that team after our show today.
Hopefully.
And people will be calling in, being in touch. Zach?
I would hope so. I just want to let our listeners know again that you are listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Zach Turkel, along with Bill Horan, and today we're talking about the Olivia Hope Foundation with Shelley LaRusso, president and founder, along with Allie Donato, their marketing director. And Shelley and Allie, I do want to ask you this, because this is a curious question. You two are, doing all these events. Is this your full-time job?
It is mine, yes.
Do you ever get a break?
My brain is constantly working and trying to figure out, like, sometimes I'll say something to, my husband at 4 a.m, like, I have this great idea. He's like, what?
Could it wait till 7 a.m.?
Yeah.
I think that's going to be his answer.
That's where a lot of the names come from that I think of. Like, what about this?
Do you have that little pad next to it? I'm thinking of the old Seinfeld episode, and he's reading it.
The pad
what does this
and
mean?
my cell phone.
You
I usually do it in my
dictate?
notes. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I put it in my notes.
That's a smart way to do it, because you wake up and you're sure you're going to remember it in the morning, and nothing. Yep. And you can't even remember what the dream participated.
I always run it by my other two girls, and sometimes they'll tell me, Mom, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Or they say, that's great. So they're like I feel it out first with them.
But they're a good testing ground.
Yes.
And what might be seriously dumb to them, to other adults or older adults or working business people might resonate with them. Mm-hmm. So, teenagers are different. Nothing wrong with that. The stars they like, the performers, older people may not care for. So it's mix and match. I just started thinking, I wrote myself a note when we're talking here. How about the businesses around here on Long Island? We have so many small to medium-sized businesses, doctors' offices, law offices, accounting firms, surveyors, etc., plumbing companies. Do they participate? Is that a market that you're into? Or maybe someone out there says, I'd be glad to head up that section. So is that something you've thought of or worked on?
As far as like sponsorships.
Or partnerships.
A type of partnership where they could hands-on help, maybe put what do you call it, like one of those little containers in the office, or a brochure up to let people know.
Yeah.
Right. We make a big push with that in September for Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. It's in September, so we go around, to a lot of local businesses, and this year we're just going to try to, keep doing it every year, bigger and better. So, but we definitely have that on the radar.
So if a business is looking for something to sponsor, and if you're a small law firm, this is the commercial for you ladies.
Oh, thank
you. For the accounting, you'll think up the spiffy sayings for them,
Of course.
Lawyers for Olivia or something like that. So you'll come up with something, but that's your job. But any type of firm, if you want a cause that you can get behind and have a little fun with, and you get to go to this nice gala, you get to bid on things, you get to hang out with the auctioneer who'll talk so fast you don't know what you're bidding. But and you meet two really hardworking people who are doing a lot for the kids. And if you're blessed enough that your family hasn't had to go through this, well, give a little something back, and it's a good opportunity that we can all help. Zach?
And I was looking at the flyer for the event, and there was something called a gold sponsorship. What does it take to be a gold sponsor?
That's what you should be, the gold sponsor.
I don't know. I need a gold.
Let's find out.
I don't know.
So you get a gold necklace. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
So our gold sponsors, they pay $2,500, and they get
4 tickets.
They get 4 tickets to the event, and they get recognition. So, like I said, we have a lot of followers.
They should get recognition.
Absolutely.
Anybody who's helping you, they're wonderful people, very kind people. Obviously, the volunteers to the smallest job in the organization. So they really should.
Absolutely. So we have we'll be putting them on our website. We'll be thanking them via social media. We'll be thanking them that night, and they'll have their logo up on our step and repeat for pictures. So it's a really good opportunity for a business person or a small business to kind of get involved in something and kind of use that to get more exposure for themselves as well. And we appreciate all of our gold sponsors and anyone actually coming to the event in general.
And I'll say this because you can't. The gold sponsors probably get to shake hands and hang around with two very nice ladies, Shelley and Allie here. They're going to be ruling the world soon. So if they can do this in 18 months, I would want to be their friend. I'm glad I had a chance to talk to him today on the show. Zach, of course, will be applying for a job with him any minute. I saw him getting his resume out, and he's sharpening it up. So before we wrap up, and Zach, I don't know if you have any other questions.
I just want one more. Do you
ahead.
have any future plans for the organization coming up in the future?
Well, part of our organization is we're always going to lobby in front of Congress for more funding. So that's always a plan. We're going to go to CureFest every September. We have a huge presence there. We are hoping to be able to fund another research project. And what are other...
I think we just want to keep doing more of what we're doing now. So I would say if we're helping 30 families this year by giving them financial support or emotional support through our Live SIBS program, let's help 100 families next year and then 500 families.
I like that plan.
Yes.
Real quick, the contact information?
OliviaHope.org.
Easy enough to remember, and you're based in Oyster Bay, right?
Yes.
So easy to get to for the big events that's coming up.
And the event, the date again, so for the listeners, should know?
It's May 10th,
right.
7:30.
Be ready for it.
Yes.
Zach
It's going to be
there.
a great
He's
night.
going to be one of your gold sponsors.
Great.
I'm signing him up. I'm going to get him in trouble. We want to thank our guest today, Shelley LaRusso, President and Founder, along with Allie Donato, the Marketing Director of the Olivia Hope Foundation.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for being with us on
It's
this
been a
morning.
pleasure.
About it.
Thank you so much.
I'm Bill Horan, along with Zach Turkel. Thanks for listening to My Hometown on 90.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College.
We'd like to get your feedback on My Hometown. Send your comments to WHPC at ncc.edu. Nassau Community College, where success starts and continues. Till next time, this is Bill St. James. And remember, there's no town like your hometown.